folks, this is Derek from Diamondback Armory LLC in Rio Grande City. Today we're going to talk a little bit about suppressors. As you all know, Diamondback Armory has been selling firearms in Rio Grande City for a little over a year now, and we just recently acquired our SOT, which allows us to sell suppressors to the general public. A lot of people don't understand what it is that they have to do in order to attain one of these, and we just want to talk a little bit about that just to clear up a couple of myths and misconceptions. A lot of people think that these things are illegal. Well, they are an NFA item, okay, National Firearms Act item, which means that they are highly regulated and controlled. And even getting them dealer to dealer is a bit of a complex process. But things have gotten a lot easier with today's age of technology and computers. And now applying and purchasing one of these is really not that difficult. Buying a suppressor has never been easier than it is now. The wait times with the ATF are actually down to days, whereas in the past it used to be, up to a year or more. I remember just a few years ago, people I know were waiting several months, up to 14 months in order to get an approval for their suppressor. But like I said, using the e-form system, you can have one of these in your possession, provided that everything goes through without any issues, your fingerprints and your photo, in just a matter of days. We're just going to do a real quick demo to show you all how these things work, and we're going to be using a few firearms here. We're going to be using a PSA JAKL in 300 blackout. We're going to be demonstrating both super and subsonic ammo through this, both with and without a suppressor. We're going to be using a PSA AK-102. This is a rarely seen firearm in YouTube. For whatever reason, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of 102s on YouTube. We're hoping that y'all gain a little bit of information from this video on the 102s. We're going to be using an SBR'd AR-15, and we're also going to be using a ARV. This is a 9mm, also available and also an SBR. Both of these, or actually all of these, are from Palmetto State Armory. And if time permits, we may shoot a Krink. Today we're going to be shooting two different types of suppressors. We're going to be using a SilencerCo Hybrid 46. This is really an interesting suppressor because it's a multi-caliber suppressor. Like I said, 46 as in 46 caliber. So you can shoot anything from a .46 down all the way to 223 through this. There are some barrel restrictions though, and by that I mean the barrel length on different calibers has to be within the specs of the suppressor. Otherwise you run a risk of destroying your suppressor. But for that reason, we're also showing up with a Aero Precision Lahar-30K. This little 30 caliber suppressor has no barrel restrictions. It's also full auto rated. So this thing can really take some punishment. And this is what we're going to be using on some of our smaller barreled rifles. All right, we're going to be starting off this little exercise using a PSA JAKL in 300 blackout. We're going to be shooting both supersonic and subsonic with and without a suppressor. That way you all can see and hear it for yourselves. First, the JAKL with some supersonic ammo. I just want you all to hear one shot. Next, using the SilencerCo Hybrid 46, same supersonic ammo. Next, same JAKL using subsonic ammo. I'm going to go ahead and leave the suppressor on for this. There's no need for taking it off. That's quiet, folks. Next, we're going to go ahead and shoot the PSA AK-102. No suppressor, just the standard muzzle brake that comes with the firearm. In order to mount a suppressor on a PSA AK-102, we're going to be using a JAKL adapter. This is going to thread on directly to the front muzzle sight break. Now, same gun, using a Hybrid 46. Next, we're going to be shooting a 10.5-inch AR-15 without a suppressor. Instead, what we have is a blast redirector on this. So again, this is not a silencer or a suppressor of any kind. It doesn't do anything like that. This is simply designed to send the sound downrange. However, it's still loud. The suppressor we're going to be using on the AR-15 is the Lahar-30K. Now the reason for that is because the Hybrid 46, like I mentioned earlier, has a barrel length restriction of 10 inches for 5.56. This is a 10.5-inch barrel, so it's still within the safe range, but I really don't want to risk it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my Lahar-30 by Aero Precision because this suppressor has no minimum barrel length restrictions. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Next, we're shooting the ARV in 9mm. For the ARV, we're going to be using the Hybrid 46 because it is appropriate for the caliber that we're shooting. The Lahar-30 wouldn't work because it's only a 30 cal. Finally, PSA Krink. And for the short gun, we use the short suppressor, Lahar-30K on a PSA Krink. I hope you enjoyed the content we brought you today. If you all have any questions, feel free to contact us. Leave comments down below. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you all have, whether it is on the suppressors or any of the firearms that you saw today. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll try to get more content out to you as soon as possible. Thank you.